Ladies and gentlemen, this is huge news. CNN FTX co-founder and ex-chief of hedge fund Alameda Research each pleaded guilty to multiple charges, are cooperating with feds. So you have Sam Bankman-Fried and FTX. FTX was his exchange, the crypto exchange, and Alameda Research was the hedge fund that made risky bets within crypto. And not only do you have him charged, but also the co-founder and ex-chief of the hedge fund. Why is this the biggest story in America today? It really is. Because according to Elon Musk, Cointelegraph, Elon Musk alleges Sam Bankman-Fried donated over $1 billion to Democrats. Hit subscribe to this channel right now, ladies and gentlemen. Every day on this channel, H.A. Goodman, we're going to have a segment at 8 a.m. Pacific and 11 a.m. Pacific every single day from here on out and all throughout 2023. I will start the day off with 2 uploads scheduled for 8 a.m. and 11 a.m. And then I am going to, starting January 2023, at 9 and 12 p.m., 9 a.m. Pacific and 12 p.m. Pacific, do segments on H.A. Goodman's other channel. And then I'll have, live streams and then, other segments throughout the day. But every morning, set your dial to 8 a.m. and 11 a.m. on this channel, ladies and gentlemen, Pacific time. Hit subscribe. If you want to be a member of the channel, please do so. And if you want to be part of the super chat, please do so. 2023, I really want to grow this channel and H.A. Goodman's other channel, and hopefully the stock market crash channel as well. Elon Musk reveals $1 billion Democratic donation theory after Bitcoin and crypto exchange collapses. Forbes. Why is this important, ladies and gentlemen? $1 billion was donated by FTX, Sam Bankman-Fried, $70 million disclosed. So from the FTX co-founder and the ex-chief of the hedge fund Alameda Research, in addition to Sam Bankman-Fried, $70 million, that's public record. Okay? $70 million is public record. $1 billion is alleged by Elon Musk. Think about that for a second. Bankman-Fried was already on record as saying he plans on giving $1 billion to Democrats in 24. That ain't happening now. He's going to the big house, along with the others. But you have all of these people who conspired to engage in criminal conduct. The token that FTX token was completely fabricated, like most of these tokens. Look, Binance, and if you're into crypto, you probably know more than me, but Binance, Tether, Coinbase, and Binance are all going to go under eventually. I don't want that to happen, but unfortunately that's the case. Bitcoin will get to below 10,000, and I have been saying that since 2021. Now, this is the biggest story in the United States of America because the Democratic Party had Twitter. Democratic Party had Twitter as a internet extension of their political party. Now you have Democratic donors, and that's not hyperbole. They are literally Democratic donors. Sam Bankman-Fried was the second largest Democratic donor. Okay? They're not going to roll into 24 with $1 billion or the $70 million from FTX. And that was also, you have to understand also, Just $70 million doesn't grow on trees, even if there's not $1 billion. They went into midterms with $70 million. That's one of the reasons that Republicans in key contests were outspent. You had a corrupt and bankrupt, now defunct, crypto exchange and hedge fund that was literally printing money. Okay, literally just printing money. And you have a situation, ladies and gentlemen, where Trump and DeSantis, if they can take advantage or they can benefit, find a way to benefit from this politically, and they have to both, especially Trump, has to reach out, and there are 2 trials now, huge trials, with Lake and Abe Hamadeh in Arizona. But after it's all said and done, when the dust clears, and hopefully they win, when the dust clears, there has to be a detente or an olive branch or some way for the Arizona Republican Party and the Georgia Republican parties and state parties that are kind of not really on board with Trump. There has to be a way for those state parties to make peace with Trump or Trump to make peace with them. That has to happen because you have no more FTX, no more possible $1 billion given under the table. So Elon Musk has stated, no, that's $1 billion they got, not 70 million. So they found a way to, I mean, if you listen to SBF, he said that there's $8 billion unaccounted for, something absurd like that. Okay? And again, this is interesting because you have the second largest Democratic donor possibly giving $1 billion to Democrats. They barely keep the Senate. They lose the House. Imagine if Elon Musk had purchased Twitter 2 years ago, so they didn't have the Federal Bureau of Investigation and all these government agencies working alongside Twitter, helping them to try to find people who didn't abide by protocol. And the rebuttal from people was like, well, no, the Federal Bureau and others, they were just trying to inform Twitter of conservatives on that platform that weren't abiding by their the guidelines. Like, well, what? If conservatives or Republicans or Trump didn't break a law, why were they banned and suspended? Oh, that's right, because Twitter is an extension of the Democratic Party, as is the Washington Post and CNN and MSNBC and the New York Times. And so there's only hysteria over Trump. You have FTX, you have all of these shady, corrupt, nefarious, surreptitious, they're raking in money in a surreptitious, corrupt manner. And now we're seeing everything. It's all out in the open. This is really an important story. And you have to think about it in terms of the political angle or viewpoint. Democrats don't have those 2 major advantages anymore. They still have the Washington Post and the New York Times. Those are 2 tremendous advantages for the Democratic Party. Not one Trump supporter within those publications or the Atlantic or, Esquire, Vanity Fair, Rolling Stone. Not one. There's 70 million Americans that voted for Trump. But not one works at the New York Times or Washington Post or at the Atlantic or Vanity Fair or Esquire or New York Magazine. Basically, you have a public relations monstrosity. But they're unfortunately laying off writers. They're downsizing. Twitter is no longer, Elon Musk is, pulling the curtain aside and here disclosing everything. Twitter is now going to be a place where anyone can voice a viewpoint as long as it's not breaking the law, which is what the First Amendment is about. There were already laws protecting people from harmful speech. You didn't need the sensibilities of the morally superior, highly educated liberal Democrats protecting this country from mean words, because you couldn't find more vile and vicious and malicious people than the wonderful, morally superior, left-leaning person on Twitter, arguing with you, insulting you, all these. So I don't have Twitter. I haven't had it since late 2018. But that was a huge advantage for the Democratic Party because they were able to suspend the New York Post. And they would have, who knows, suspended this story. and another scandal breaks out, and Hunter or Bill or all the wonderful morally superior Democrats will be able to talk about that in 24. Twitter won't be suppressing that story. Facebook and others might, but not Twitter. And you're not going to have $1 billion from FTX. So those are two major disadvantages now that Democrats have to deal with. And again, they barely defeated Laxalt, and they barely defeated Herschel Walker. That's with all of Twitter up until very recently as their internet, an internet platform that they practically ran. The trust and safety team, all the people who ran Twitter prior to Elon Musk, basically were activists. Democratic Party activists, basically the case. You could say, well, it's just protocol. And yeah. Everything bad, all speech deemed bad was conservative viewpoints or opinions. Gee, what a coincidence. Anyway, Trump and DeSantis have to find a way to take advantage and say, okay, we are a better option than these people who would erase the First and the Second Amendment and the Fourth Amendment with Mar-a-Lago and other issues. Give me your thoughts below. Hit subscribe to this channel. Then we have the House of Representatives impeaching Biden. And you better believe the issues we find out regarding impeachment would have been suppressed on Twitter. You better believe that would have taken place had the prior regime kept control of Twitter. Hey, give me your thoughts below. Hit subscribe right now. 8 a.m. and 11 a.m. every day on this channel. Just set your clock to my 11-minute crowd. For the people who are watching up until the very last seconds of my segments, set your dials to 8 a.m. Pacific and 11 a.m. Pacific every day on H.A. Goodman. Thanks, everybody. I'll see you at 11 a.m. Pacific today. Thank you.